Good Friday evening, everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a good Fourth out there and a good Friday. We have the latest updates on Hurricane Beryl as it heads towards the Texas coast. I still think possibly Louisiana, Southwest Louisiana, is still going to have some effects with this, as well as they're in the cone of uncertainty at the moment. This thing has been just unbelievable. No model's been catching up with it. It did go down to a tropical storm. It's a little bit disorganized at the moment, but it's going to rev up pretty quickly. If you're just now joining us, please click that like button, comment where you're from, and share this with your friends and family, especially if you know anybody towards the Texas Gulf Coast and the southwestern half of the Louisiana Gulf Coast as well. Need to be on high alert. Do have the new advisory out as of 10 p.m. The hurricane watch has actually expanded. And I actually think they're going to expand again as we go into earlier or tomorrow as well. So if you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's like liking a page on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button, comment, or click that subscribe button. Click all the notifications, and you'll be notified every time we go live over on YouTube as well. All right, let's get right into the latest on Beryl. Alrighty, here is the latest satellite picture. You can see when it goes from day to night. That's why it goes black like that. You see where the power's on some of these major cities in Cuba and in parts of the Yucatan Peninsula here. But this thing came across as pretty close to a major hurricane, and now it's basically unraveled itself. The low-level circulation is actually right in here. I'll wait till that goes the low level circulation is right in here as of right now. Now the mid level circulation is actually over here. So we got to get those vertically stacked. And once we get those basically vertically stacked again, rapid intensification could happen with this storm. So you can see the thunderstorms are already starting to blow up as the low level circulation is getting over the water now, moving away from the Yucatan Peninsula, the Texas coast, Mexico and Texas borders right in here. Rio Grande Valley is down through here as well. So you see the storms are really starting to develop here. So I'm curious how this is going to look in the morning as we go throughout the day, Saturday and Sunday. Full scale preparations for hurricane need to be underway across the Gulf Coast of Texas, and even you need to be thinking about planning for preparations in parts of Southwest Louisiana in case this thing starts moving more northeast than the current track, which it's been staying on the northern side of the cone this whole time. All right, so I still have this gut feeling that it's going to rev up to a major hurricane again before landfall. So let's take a look at the latest 10 p.m. advisory, and then we'll look at all the warning or watches. That is, there's a storm surge watches, hurricane watches out that have been expanded. There's also we'll look at the models and stuff like that as well. All right, here is the latest 10 p.m. advisory. Maximum sustained winds are at 60 miles per hour. It is down to a tropical storm. Movement is west northwest at 13. As we go in through tomorrow, especially tomorrow night, this thing is going to slow down a bunch. And that's where we're going to have a lot of questions, is because how strong this trough is coming down across the central part of the United States as we go into early next week. If this thing becomes a hurricane faster than what the National Hurricane Center is predicting here, it's going to feel the effects of that trough coming down and pull it north faster. Okay. But if it stays a tropical storm longer, it's going to continue that northwesterly trek before it comes a hurricane. Okay. But this thing has been staying along the right side of this cone for a long time here. So Houston is actually up in here, and they're going to be on the dirty side of the hurricane anyways, even if it comes down here. So lots of coastal flooding, storm surge, even over towards Louisiana, even southwest parts of Louisiana, talking about Lake Charles, even possibly. And then we're going to have some major impacts even in inland as we go through Tuesday, Wednesday next week. You see where the uncertainty is. I mean, all Arkansas is included in this, southwestern or southeastern parts of Oklahoma. There's going to be a ton of rain and flooding with this thing across parts of the Arklatex, maybe up through Arkansas, maybe even Tennessee, Mississippi even. We'll go over the latest rainfall projections here in just a second. So what has changed? What has changed with this advisory is a hurricane watch in Texas has been extended eastward to St. Louis Pass, and a storm surge watch in Texas has been extended eastward to High Island. Okay, so those are the changes as of right now. But the hurricane watch is in effect from the Texas coast, from the mouth of the Rio Grande, northward all the way to St. Louis Pass. Storm surge, like I said, storm surge watch is in effect from the Texas coast, from the mouth of the Rio Grande, northward to High Island. Okay, that's as of right now. I think there's going to be a lot more changes as we go forward because, like I said, this thing revs up to a hurricane faster. It's going to feel the effects of that trough. High pressure is basically going to split. That's why the southwestern and western part of the United States is getting so hot, because we have a death ridge out that way. This high pressure is going to be going over to southeast. As the trough coming down across the central part of the country, this becomes a hurricane faster. It'll feel the effects of that trough coming down and come north faster. Have a more northerly track than northwest. Stays a storm longer, tropical storm longer. The northwest track will continue for a little bit. All right. All right. Here is the where the storm surge watch is in effect. We're going to go over what they think as of right now, how high the storm surge could be above normally, normally dry ground. So if this comes in a high tide, it's going to be bad news. So we have storm surge watch all the way up here towards just southeast of Houston, through Galveston, and then all the way down to the Rio Grande. Um, this is the storm surge watch that starts taking effect in, I believe, Sunday, and then heading into Monday. All right. As of right now, this is going to change. Okay. But from the mouth, this is the peak storm surge forecast. So from the mouth of the Rio Grande up to Baffin Bay, 2 to 4 foot storm surge is possible. From Baffin Bay up towards Corpus Christi Bay, Matagorda Bay, all the way up to St. Louis Pass, 3 to 5 feet of storm surge is possible. And then St. Louis Pass up to High Island into Galveston Bay here, 2 to 4 foot storm surge. Like I said, this is just preliminary. This will change as we go forward, but this is the projections as of right now for storm surge. All right, here is the latest 00Z tracks from all the hurricane models here. Like I said, it has been staying to the right of these tracks, and you can see what this latest run it continues to correct further right or further east. Okay, so that's why my gut feeling is Galveston Bay is going to possibly see. To me, it's going to be the target of where Beryl will end up, the center. That's just my feeling at the moment. Um, but all models are directing it straight towards this central part of Texas Gulf Coast here, and then going up towards the northeastern parts of Texas, and then through parts of Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and then through Arkansas. Okay, and there's going to be lots of things happening after this hurricane dies down. There's going to be lots of rain, lots of flooding. It's going to be very windy as well. And then, if like I said, this tracks up through Arkansas, you start getting into some elevation up there, so that will enhance the winds just a little bit, but nothing too crazy. But there's going to be lots of heavy rain as well. But coastal flooding, storm surge, especially on the right side of this hurricane. So if this came just southwest of Galveston Bay here, there's going to be a lot of water pushed into that bay. And then it's going to be pushed up into possibly southwestern parts of Louisiana as well. There's going to be water rises even over into Louisiana. Okay, so and I think there's going to be some impacts over that way as well, especially as the trends have been continued to push this system a little bit further east. So that's why I'm targeting at the moment is basically Galveston Bay right now for the target, my target that is, just the way trends have been going. Okay, so let's take a look at the Wharf model, which has been doing a pretty decent job. So let's see if the new Wharf model's out. All right, this is the Wharf model. It is older. This is the 18Z. 00Z is not out yet, but it's been doing a decent job. So here it is coming across the Gulf of Mexico now, slowly strengthening. Then it slows down and it starts strengthening pretty rapidly as it heads toward the coast. And I still think this is too far west with landfall. I think it's going to be a little bit like further east. But here's Louisiana, and here's where this thing is coming on board here. So it's going down to a 969 low. So this could be, like I said, my gut feeling is this is going to be borderline Cat 3 at landfall. So it's going to be strengthening all the way to landfall. So I think Cat 3 is not out of the question going forward here. And then this thing tracks up through parts of Arkansas, according to the WRF model. All right. So let's take a look at precipitation totals in regards to this system because it's going to have wide effects across a lot of the area here. All right, this latest update from the Weather Prediction Center regards to rainfall totals with this system. Let me get that off there for you. So as we go through eastern Texas, even into Louisiana, into southwestern parts of Arkansas, basically you could be dealing with possibly 5 to locally 10 inches of rain all the way up into parts of Arkansas and northwestern parts of Louisiana, and then even all the way up towards Memphis to Jonesboro, northeastern parts of Arkansas, maybe, 2 to 4, maybe locally 5+ inches of rain coming with this thing. I still think some of this is still underdone and there's going to be changes as we go forward. But like I showed you this map 2 or 3 days ago, it didn't have anything like this. And I said there's going this thing's going to come further east, and this thing's going to dump a ton of rain into Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And saying this all along that Texas and Southwest Louisiana needs to be on high alert. So hopefully you guys have been heeding my warnings in regards to this. But hurricane prep needs to be underway in Texas, and especially the hurricane watches as you get towards far southeastern coast of Texas here over towards Louisiana border. You need to be on alert, have plans in place in case you need to make hurricane preparations. I still think there's going to be room for adjustments on this track coming in. So if it indeed starts strengthens quicker, it will start coming north quicker. So that's why my initial target right now is Galveston as a possible landfall, and that'll create a lot of onshore flow into parts of Louisiana here too. So Louisiana, you're not you're not out of the woods by far here. So need to stay up on the forecast for sure. All right, as you know, if you already live in this area, you already know what you need to do. But here's just a few things in making an emergency kit. Okay, you need to have plenty of water, non-perishable food, first aid kit. Make sure you have a phone charger with you. You need to have important documents with you as well. Emergency phone numbers, battery-powered flashlights, a radio, emergency or no weather radio even as well. You need to have make sure you have cash on you as well because if the power goes out, ATMs are gone. You have no way to use any of your stuff. So you need to make sure you have some cash with you. And, like I said, flashlights, batteries. You could have some lantern oil, maybe some tarps. If you have a generator, make sure you, like I said, bulk water. Don't forget those pets. Make sure you have animal food. Make sure you have a cooler to put all your make sure you keep stuff cold, stuff like that. But if you search hurricane preparation lists or kits online, you can go to NOAA as well. They've got hurricane prep kits and lists on there. There's check off lists as well. You can do as well, and medicine. Make sure you have a 7-day supply at least. Sanitation, personal hygiene items, um, emergency blankets, baby supplies. You have a baby, pet supplies, of course, tools and supplies for securing your home, extra clothing and shoes, rain gear, possibly some insect repellent and sunscreen. Um, so that's just a few things that need to happen. But we're going to be, like I said, tomorrow we'll probably be live a couple different times, just going over the latest, what our thinking is. And we'll continuously have updates on Facebook as well. We've been basically trying to update you all every couple hours on Facebook with the latest information. And then we'll be live as much as possible over the next few days. All right. Stay safe out there. If you are in those areas, please, please stay safe. Please heed the local authorities' warnings. If there's a mandatory evacuation, you need to heed those need to heed those evacuation orders and get out. Okay. This storm could rev up pretty quickly. We've seen this thing. Models have not done a great job with this thing, and this thing could rev up pretty quickly. Like I said, heed the warning from your local officials. If they tell you to get out during if there's mandatory evacuation, especially if you're along the coast, then get out. Basically, leave town. Right. All right. Like I said, stay safe. We'll be live a couple times tomorrow, and we'll have continuous updates on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great